What's up with you, youngster?
Hey, respect to you, bro. And before we even start this conversation, I want you to know I got nothing but honor for you. Okay? No matter what I might say, no matter how this may come off, I appreciate you giving me this opportunity to speak with you.
All right. Now, before we get started, I'm gonna say this caveat. I don't know. I never met you. Um, this is our first communication,
Hmm.
so I'm just gonna let it play how it play. I'm just trying to restore the land, and part of that is I have to accept all opposition or friendlies in order to find out who is who.
See, and
Right.
that's why I got respect for you because I like the way you talk. I like the way you talk. You talk real smooth. Okay, real smooth. You're a real slick talker. I like that. You're trying to restore the land, and you have to accept all opposition or friendlies. Okay, that's the same thing I say when I welcome all challenges, all energies. I respect that. Okay, now when you say you want to restore the land, what does freeing Larry Hoover have to do with that? Why do we need to free one man just to free the lands?
Larry, who it's not about freeing one man. It's about taking back our personal power as a people.
Okay, okay, I
Right.
agree with that.
Okay, now, because of who Larry Hoover is by blood right and by the ties to the land, we demanding the chief, but we ain't just demanding Larry Hoover. When we say free Larry Hoover, it's more than Larry Hoover. We talking all political prisoners.
Hmm. Hmm. Aren't we
All of
all?
those who were targeted by the COINTELPRO to keep the leadership of the land from restoring balance to the people on the land.
But that's what I'm saying though, Rob. Ain't it our land? It's our land.
Right.
We
It's
on the
the
land.
process.
So so
Right.
so so why
It,
why we gotta wait for somebody else to come give us our land? Why can't we
it's
just take our
not.
land
It's
back?
not that. It's the process of. It's the process of cohesion. Right. It's
Hmm.
it's it's the battle cry to draw us together so that we can be all saying in the same voice the same thing. Larry Hoover is just the focal point because we need one thing to focus on. But free Larry Hoover don't just mean free Larry Hoover. The
Okay,
leadership on
okay,
our
okay.
land of chiefs are all in agreement, but the grassroots is unaware of the power transition that's in progress.
So all these chiefs are these chiefs in prison, incarcerated, behind bars,
Not all
locked
of
up?
them.
Not all of them.
Not
Okay,
all
so
of them.
so so,
A
so you
lot of them are, and they have the paperwork to prove they was a direct assault from COINTELPRO.
so what
So
we
it's
so what we have to do as a collective, we have to we even the chiefs that's already on the land that's free is they're trying to organize is what you're saying to free the other chiefs so then we can organize and ask them for our stuff back.
no, we ain't asking them for shit. We
Okay, so
already got
so
it
we got to
back.
go to
But
war.
listen. The battle cry is to for the cohesion of the people. It has nothing to do with the imposters on the land. We not asking them for nothing. We using this as a focal point of education and awareness to the people that's from the clans on the grassroots level.
Okay, okay, so
We
free.
already in transitional government phases of this. I'm just bringing it to the awareness, and Larry is the spokesperson for the collective chiefs on the land. So by me letting the people know who has to speak, when they'll know then when the power transition is complete, because then they'll see the person that I'm telling them need to speak, because this is who the chiefs who organic to the land pick. We
But
don't got nothing to do with that corporate shit.
see, Rob, when you say that though, right? We waiting on one voice to be free to speak for us. That sounds like we waiting on Jesus to return to save us.
No. It's a difference. It's like
Okay, talk
scheduling
to
a
me.
concert. It's like scheduling a concert. I'm doing the promotion for the concert right now.
Okay, so you doing a promotion for the actor, for the rapper, for the entertainer.
Right. So in this case, it's a self-help lecture, and Larry Hoover is the keynote speaker at a self-help lecture.
So you come on, dude, stop it, bro. If the dude is behind bars, or he's entrapped or enslaved, or he's a prisoner, why we gotta do all this promoting for him? Why can't we promote it for ourselves? Why can't we get the thing rocking ourselves? Why we gotta do all this promoting and dancing and shucking and jiving for somebody else?
It's for us to become aware. It ain't so much are we doing it for him. You taking it from a more personalized perspective than what the process really is.
But this is a personal thing when we talking about our lives, our daily living, us as a collective, us as a whole.
Okay, look, it worked like this. It's a process. I know the steps to the process.
Okay.
If I follow the steps to the process, I'm going to get the successful result that I'm looking for. If you don't know the process and you see me making the steps, you won't understand the steps until it's hindsight 2020.
So who wrote the process? Larry Hoover?
No, it's a universal process on the land. It's the law of the land of how to restore the land at the end, how to determine who the leadership is.
You see, when you say universal, see, now you start talking my talk. You see, universal is universal. Universal ain't singled out to no one person.
But you still have to have a focal point.
Exactly.
You can't be scatterbrained.
The focal point is the message, not one man, not one person. Because now you start talking about Jesus, the Jesus story again. We got to wait on one man. Meanwhile, we
ain't waiting on nobody. The process is in play. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm already aware of that.
Okay, now, while the transition is taking place, I'm doing the campaign to let the people know who has been selected by the leadership to speak on behalf of the leaders on the land. That's the chiefs. That's got the blood ties by clan to the land.
Right, but when you say that though, Rob, that means we still got to wait for that chief, for that leader, for that speaker to be free in order to hear him speak. Because why he's under their incarceration, why he's under their jurisdiction, we can't hear him. We listening to you.
Right. Y'all listening to me for a reason, because somebody has to tell the message.
But somebody have to sit around and wait for him to come out and give the message, though. Ducks, Rob.
No, you still gonna be a sitting duck. You still gonna be sitting and waiting, even if Larry Hoover name ain't involved. We gonna still be where we at right now.
Yeah, y'all is. If y'all not doing nothing for your daily lives and your family lives, if y'all just sitting around waiting for something to happen, waiting for something to come, waiting for the sun to burn people up, waiting for Sky Daddies to return, you're gonna always be sitting around waiting.
And ain't nobody waiting on those Sky Daddies to return. We organizing the leadership on the land of the chiefs. Nothing to do with no politicians, because that shit don't got nothing to do with us.
Okay. I agree with that. But then again,
the
politician is one organization. All these other individuals out here with their messages is just another sector of the organizations.
Right. So now how do you get the people that's our people that don't know what happened on the land? When I'm talking, I'm not just only talking about Free Larry Hoover. I say it periodically through the videos that I'm doing, but if you listen, I'm reconstructing what happened to us, who done it, what they done to our people, right? And how did they use this stuff and weaponize everything against us? I'm going through it. Each video, I'm breaking something else down, another part of what was done to us and what we need to do about this part of it. Right.
See, that's why I like you, because when you be giving your message is a little bit different than them other folks, because you do be dropping some jewels on them. You do. And I got to give you respect for that. Your angle is a little bit different than the rest of them folks. It really is. And that's why I've been really patient, you know what I'm saying, and watching how things been playing out. You know, like I seen you come over to my lives before and you've been respectful. And that's why I'm respectful over here. And I just wanted to get your attention to talk to you. And that's why it's not about the rest of the message. I wanted to talk to you about this Larry Hoover thing.
Right. So that's my personal clan chief. Right.
Okay,
so
your
I'm the
personal
one.
clan chief.
Right. So I'm the one who is responsible when the rest of the clans say he is the spokesperson. I'm the one that run around and ring the bell and say my chief got a message and it's coming.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But in the process of doing this, I have to educate the people of what he's going to be talking about. He's going to be addressing the grievances that me and you, the gripes we got with the system and how it has affected our families over the years.
Because see, that's it right there. That's my message, and my message bottom line, this system and anybody that works for this system, all the puppets that serve the puppet masters.
The only way to overthrow his system is to use our system. This is the system that I'm using is our oral system. This is our tradition. We can't evict him from our land using his rules because every time we use one of his rules, we give him the superior jurisdiction and say we imbeciles in his law.
Okay.
But if I go back to our tradition, right. So if I go back to our tradition and I follow our tribal customs of restoring the people on the land, then now the people on the land can say, oh, wait a minute, that shit don't got nothing to do with us over there. Let that shit fall.
But don't we have the greater numbers?
We got the birthright. So we got all superior.
I'm aware of the birthright, and I know it's ours, and we're entitled to it. But what I'm saying is, don't we have the greater numbers?
The numbers don't matter. But we do.
I
have.
Agree with you on that. I agree with you.
We do have the greatest.
For confirming that. So
we do have the greatest.
It's just the numbers don't matter. It is ours. It belongs to us. The numbers don't matter.
That's the bottom line right there.
Then what are we waiting for? What's our hold up for us to reclaim what is ours?
It's a process. Ain't no hold up.
Process, a system.
Right.
Something that we must follow.
That's ours. We can't use his. We made a system that at any time somebody overthrow the chiefs on the land, that we, the chiefs, can restore our chieftains back on the land by using our original system.
See, another system that has been.
You can't escape system.
Another system that has been taken over.
Your body full of systems.
Taken over. So we got one system that's already running us and misleading us and misguiding us, and but the other system that we waiting for to overtake this system. So when the old system is out, we just gonna fall in line to another system that's too weak to overthrow the current system.
The current system is gone. This what my whole campaign is about.
I agree with you on that.
So how are they too weak to overthrow the current system when they already did it?
Okay, so if the old system is already overthrown, then what we need to sit around and wait for Larry Hoover come to out and speak for?
We don't have to. There's nothing we need to wait for Larry Hoover for. We don't need to wait for. Listen, we don't need to wait
for him. Then why is that the focus point? Why is Larry Hoover the focal point?
Because my chief and I'm doing the work, and the rest of the chiefs agreed that he was the spokesperson of the chiefs.
But if he's trapped up, why can't somebody else speak up? Who was next in line?
I'm speaking up now.
Huh?
I'm speaking up now. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, but you speaking up for the next man, though. You speaking up for the next man.
No, I'm speaking up for all of us.
Us as a whole.
I'm speaking up for whoever want to be part of the liberation movement and the
Exactly.
restoration
Whoever
of
want to
us
be
back
part
on the
of the
land.
organization.
No, they don't have to be part of the organization because I ain't got no organization.
I didn't say you. I just said organization. I'm speaking general, not you specifically, because it's not your organization. We already know that. You already said that. You said you
Right.
come up
Okay,
under
so
Larry Hoover.
look, slow down. You keep focusing on Larry Hoover, right? Because it's a focal point. You
Because
supposed to.
that's your focus point.
Listen. Hold on,
That's your
listen.
focus point.
All,
I'm focused on your
right.
focus point.
Listen. Because I can't talk to you if you're going to keep talking over me, right? If Larry Hoover is the focal point, you're supposed to question it. Just like you doing. You're supposed to do that. Because this dialogue is not for me and you. I recognize you as your own man that can make your own way in the world. But we have to get together in unity to do our part when we get done getting the imposters off the land.
And see, that's it right there. Thank
We
you for
still
saying
got
that.
to come. We still
Together
have to
in
get together for the
unity.
cleanup.
Yes, have to come together in unity. And again,
Yeah.
see, I disagree with that unity talk. Because
Look,
that puts you back
you
into the
can disagree.
the slang of the gangs, back into the organizations, back underneath another master, underneath someone else.
Look,
See,
this
if you say I'm
movement
my
is.
own man, but if you say I'm my own man and I can do it myself, then I can do it myself. I don't need to be a part of a group or organization to make something happen, to make something move. I don't need to unify with nobody else to take care of myself, to take care of my family, to take care of my land.
But when it's similarly situated people on the land, the same as you, they all had the same capabilities, but we have to redistribute the wealth of the land back to the people. In order to do that, we have to come together, at least for no other purpose, to get back what's already ours. We have to be the ones.
That, Rob.
We have to be the ones. Look, we have to be the ones to reclaim our shit.
Okay, so once we
our ancestors, listen, our ancestors laid a blueprint. I'm just following it.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Now, me following this blueprint is to kill the system that's been kept us disenfranchised. But when I do that, it's going to be what you call a whole bunch of benevolent side effects to it. Right? And the only way that we can unlock it is we all have to bring a piece to the puzzle, to the table. And if everybody pieced to the puzzle, we can't spread no wealth because somebody missing. Right?
Okay, so when it comes down, okay,
it ain't just a matter of free Larry Hoover. It says that that's my chief, and Larry had been served a great injustice and has done great works in the community that nobody talk about, and that has organized with leadership and spent 50 years in prison for helping us. But he was lied on by the government as part of an operation to keep the leadership that's natural to the land, that's born to be the leaders on the land. The government systematically have to take them out of position so that we can never get to the realization that we didn't come on ships. We was already here, right? Somebody came over here to rob, kill, steal, and destroy. And I have to let you know who it is. And Larry, because Larry is known, he my chief. Because he is known and he was doing the same work that I'm doing, trying to figure out how to get the imposters off the land when they put him in prison as a child. He was what, 18, 19, 20 years old? He was a youngster. right? But he ain't in prison. He wasn't in prison because he was guilty. He was in prison because he was under the COINTELPRO Roundup program because he was one of the organic leaders of the land. To tell the story lets the people know how we lost our power and what we need to do to regain our position of prominence back, where we don't need these people to do nothing for us because we got everything we ever needed. It's already here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When they stole the wealth, they couldn't take it nowhere. All they did was just kept us from using it. It's still here.
And in order
They
to
just
regain that wealth, we're going to need another system in order to reallocate it out to everyone properly. That's what you're saying.
It's going to have to be systems at all times. Your body is full of systems.
I agree with you on that too. Okay, there's always going to have to be someone who's going to have to maintain the order and balance. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so but see that this is when I come in, where we got to be mindful of what is this system we attaching to? Who is this going to be in charge? Who's going to be the one maintaining the order and balance? Because we already got one system that's not working out for us, and when you're talking about another system, well, who created this system? What's the origin of this system?
We're going back to the prior system that was here before the enemy came with their system superimposed on top of ours. Okay. Because before they came,
do you have any idea how that system operated and how it constructed?
Yeah.
Would you mind share that?
Yeah, it's all based on the welfare and the maintenance of children. We look at the children as our projection of the future. If we protect and raise the children correctly, we are going to create the best possible future for us to come back in. Because that's how we come back.
That's why I like you, Rob. Because see, when you speak like that, see, your message is different. And you actually coming from a place from different other messengers. So see, again, that's why I got honor for you when you speak like that. Because see, you talking exactly my talk right there. That's my language. I can relate to that. Absolutely. But when you're talking about these systems and these organizations to put in play, if the old one is already done and you're speaking up for the new one, well, how do I be a part of this? Or where do I get the information from so I can see if I want to be a part of this new system so I can help out? See, y'all think I'm here to argue, right? But I'm not here to argue. I'm here to solve the problem. I'm here to help out. See, he's speaking about the children, and I speak up for the children. So how can we get this thing rocking right now? See, all y'all want to do is just listen to somebody else talk and gather data. I'm a man of action. I seek out results.
So you see that I'm already, on this understanding with you, where you can see that this is not the same bullshit that we were being misled with. It's for a reason. I don't do nothing haphazard. If I don't know what I'm doing, I'm not gonna do it until I get done reading the rule book. Once I get done reading the rule book, now I know what I'm up against.
Hey, dig those books, y'all. Gotta read those books. Make sure y'all read y'all books. All right.
Weightlifting for the Brain 101.
Know if y'all don't read your books, better read. Better read up.
No,
I ain't reading no books, but I don't miss nothing. Hey, Rob, this has been phenomenal, bro. Again, I don't do this for the numbers. I don't do this for the money. My page is not monetized. I just asked a few questions, and you answered everything that I was looking for. Like I said, I got honor and respect for you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your energy. Man, keep doing your thing, man. Because everybody got a part to play, like you say. I agree with you on that. And that's why it's never no hate on none of y'all, okay? No matter whatever I say, it's all about the message, not the messenger.
And the people that have been listening for a while, they all understand what I'm about to say, right? We don't all supposed to see stuff exactly the same. Mm-hmm. If we all seen this problem the same way, we would never get out this motherfucker.
Or if we seen it all the same, we probably wouldn't be in this motherfucker, or we'd have been got about this motherfucker. We would have been organized and got this shit right. But the fact that we can't see it all the same way, we can't get on the same page. We all distracted, distorted, deterred, derailed. all over the damn
Yeah.
place,
So look,
disorganized.
I feel like this. If my brother can't question me because he don't understand my position, I don't need to be in this position.
There you go. I see. I respect that too. See, you accepted the request, and we having a conversation, and there's no disrespect from now one of us. That's
Yeah.
all we got to do is have a conversation.
I feel like that what you might be seeing, you could be giving me a message from Big Mama to look at something else in the problem that I had not yet looked at. Cause I know how she make you buck like a bull when she's trying to make something happen. That energy start running through you and you can't control it. Big Mama telling you to do something. If I stop you from doing it, I can make you have a full-fledged nervous breakdown. Because you can't follow your spiritual path, I'm blocking your energy.
Pay attention.
But
Listen, y'all.
If I allow you to come on here and express what Big Mama says, she need for somebody to come through now and then and not agree with me out the gate. She need that. So the people can see that on the land, the energy that comes from the land gonna always make us find common ground.
I like, see,
so I let you come in. Come on, because I had heard you a couple of other videos. You was talking about some other guys on there, but that what you didn't mention me. That had nothing to do with me. So I'm mind my business.
Respect.
Right. So you see me in there, I don't say nothing. Get that nigga. He might be wrong.
Respect.
If he wrong, boot his ass out in the street. People gonna see him butt naked. Right? I don't know what Big Mama got you doing. She don't have you doing the same thing she had me doing. Right? So while she's training you how to joust with me, she got you jousting with motherfuckers that need to be jousted with. So when you come to me, you can see the difference in the energy you deal with, the intellect you deal with, the insight into the problem and solution that we deal with. And then you say, oh, this one of the ones, one of us for real. This ain't the fake ones. This ain't no $5 Indian here. Then you say, much respect, bro. I understand now. Let's get these motherfuckers. Right? So Larry gave me certain stuff to do. Angel Bay gave me certain stuff to do. Tuki gave me certain stuff to do. My mama gave me certain stuff to do. Once I get done doing all this stuff, it's going to paint a picture for me. And then it's going to give me a map of where I'm going with all this information that I'm accumulating. Right? So once the people can see it, after you done went through what you went through with everybody else, you get a different interaction and the people can see it. They know that now we do have a fucking chance. We do have, if he can see what this brother talking about by having a one-on-one conversation with him, now we can understand that we really do have a chance of overcoming this motherfucking ignorance that's keeping us from moving into our positions. Right? So you become the witness with witnesses. So now you go back and you start fixing the structure of your clan based on what you feel in your soul. Because you know now this is going to matter now again. And that's what you call back to the beginning, back to your old ways. You know, but it ain't the old ways, it's the ways of old. And then that's when we have boss communication. Now we understand each other. And now we can work with each other to overcome the obstacle of getting the message to our people that we done took this bitch over. Hated to love it, these motherfucking underdogs back on top. And you can either come to the Big Mama house and get you some of this food, or we'll bring you a plate when we get back. Because we about to feast on these motherfuckers' ass. We finna ball out of control and have Mardi Gras all across the goddamn land.
Rob, much appreciation to you, bro. Like I said, man, honor to you for allowing me to come up here and having this conversation with you, because that's all I wanted to do, is just have a conversation, and that's all we needed to do, so that people can see and people can hear, and they can exercise their own best discernment on what they need to do for themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's how I stand when it comes to any messenger. All we got to do is just speak. We don't have to argue. We don't have to yell. We don't have to be disrespectful. And Chainbreaker ain't never gonna yell or get disrespectful with anyone. All we got to do is talk, bro. I appreciate this encounter right here. This has been phenomenal. This is one going down in the books right here. All right, we making it happen. We making a difference. Y'all keep on paying attention and listening. Mama's making things move. Father's making things move. Things is happening, y'all. Okay, things is happening, and I'm gonna tell you, like I said before, Rob do have pieces of the puzzle. Yes, he do. Okay, because he does speak different than the rest of them jive time turkeys. All right, and that's why we was able to have this conversation here tonight. All right, I didn't come up here to bash him. I ain't come up here to assassinate him. I ain't come up here to dog him out. I just had to get his attention, and once I got his attention, we can have a decent conversation. See, y'all thought this was gonna be something different. Nah, that's not how Chainbreaker move. That's not what I do. Okay, Rob, I'm not gonna hold you up no more, bro. Continue doing your thing, man. Again, I appreciate you for this. Thank you for the conversation. Okay.
Yeah, but I appreciate you too, bro.
Hey, take care, bro. Much honor to you. All right.
Yeah. So I need a sister to wrap this up with.
Right on. I'm so happy to be able to get and speak to you. Okay, so you say some wonderful things.
Tell the people your name, where you call it from, sweetie.
My name is Latrice Parson. I used to think that I was supposed to be a Moor, and I found that out. And since I found out that that was all wrong and COINTEL program leading the masses astray, I was like, no, no, no. And I've been shouting, hoping somebody hears.
Yeah. So the first part of being free is to know where to chain that.
It's around your brain.
Yeah. If you don't know where to chain that, you can't never get free.
Okay, so I heard somebody.
It's an invisible chain.
I heard somebody say, what was their quote? They said that Allah is chained by the earth, or chained to the earth with gold. And it didn't really, I couldn't grasp the exact meaning. Allah. When we connect to the mother, we return to Allah. We return to the all. We don't go back to the all because our brain is wrapped up thinking that you got to run out there, go to work, and then pray outside of your body. And then now you losing your spinal fluid because you're having sex. They're telling you to have sex instead of retaining your fluid, so it activates your pineal glands and your pituitary glands, and you're not connecting to the mother through the Christ chamber in the brain, because Christ was not a man. It's this chamber in your brain. They got you worshiping Cesare Borgia, and people don't know. I'm not patient like you. I get excited. I'm sorry.
So you said Allah, and then you mentioned her. The original name before they added the sun letters was Alat.
Oh, okay.
Alat was always a female moon goddess.
Okay. I have not had that one yet.
Yeah. So when you study the history of the Kaaba, the Black Stone in Mecca, you will run into the story of Alat, the moon goddess whose statue used to be one of the idols in the Kaaba that became the 99 plus 1 names of Allah, which were aspects of Alat, the great goddess, and they turned them into masculine principles and attributed to Allah when they put the sun letters in, this is when they usurped the divine feminine out of the Islamic faith. It was all written by the Catholic Church to begin with.
Okay. Okay, so the Catholic Church was originally a good thing, and they usurped it. That's why they tell you the story of the Borgias, because they want you to know where it went wrong. And it was already going wrong before that, but he solidified the wrong.
It was Constantine in 325 and the establishment of the Catholic Church. What you see as the Catholic Church been there for way longer than the Catholic Church existed. Right? That used to be the square of Isis. And this is where the Sibyls were all of the matriarchs from around the world used to assemble there. They all wore white. And the one who sat on the queen's seat, the queen mother's seat, was Big Mama. And she wore black.
Her.
So that's why they had the nuns wearing black now instead of white.
Because they flipping everything.
They flipped everything.
Okay. They flipping stuff side to side, up and down, backwards and forwards, inside out. They flipping it however they can get it. There are things that I have been, okay, I was raised by Freemasons. My grandfather decided he wanted to be a Freemason, and the whore he left my grandmother and was hooking up with, she was bloodline. She bloodline, because she used to brag about, my mama worked in rich white folks' homes. We special. We had nice stuff for rich white folks. And my grandmama, we didn't do that. My grandmama family owned land and shit, and they had stores. They did things. So I know that her story and our story.
If you remember, I don't know how old you are. You might not be old as me, but when I was so I'm 53. So when I was a little boy, there was little mom and pop stores all over Chicago, little basement stores where you go get the penny candy, all that shit gone.
Yes, it's
but
all
gone. That's because nobody would put stores in our community, and we had our own shit.
The popcorn lady, my family used to own a store. We went down to Beaumont and then to New Orleans. We literally are walking around, and we can see, because we're still alive, they can't claim our land. So literally, buildings are just deteriorated, but they can't remove them because they're there. It's
historical
our
site.
land. And as long as one of us is still alive, they can't do nothing. They only doing stuff on land where they have murdered all of the bloodline. That's the only place they're doing stuff. People don't realize that. Wait, and I want to introduce some information real fast, because your crowd is a lot larger than what I can normally get a hold of. It is illegal to not register your birth certificates. They don't tell you that, because as long as you don't do it, they can fine you and they can fee you. But as soon as you register your birth certificate, you put every one of your contracts on there. They can never come and demand money from you no more. Now, there's a whole lot of other stuff that you need to do in order to free all of your family, get everybody's birth certificate on the record. So
that's the old system that you're talking about.
I believe
that
you, but
system
hold on a
ain't
second.
that system.
Wait a minute.
No, we done with their paper systems.
Wait, Rob. I gotta tell you this, because it's not over yet. It's not over yet, because for 10 years now, because I read the entire United States Code, baby. I read the whole thing. For 10 years, it's going to take them to round up all of these Freemasons, all of these cops, all of these sheriffs. It's going to take them a long time to pull all of that crap together. It's a lot of these people that's running around here thinking that they're doing the good thing, don't know that they done violated everybody. These people get up and go to briefings every morning, and they dumb. They don't know what the law is. They just stupid taking orders. So all of these people got to get rounded up. It's going to take them 10 years to do that. And in the 10 years time, we have to become competent. They're not going to give us our money. The NESARA GESARA is going to give everybody $100,000 per year for 10 years. When it's over, it's because they wiped the slate with all these people. And then for real, for all of us who haven't reconciled us, that's when our God power is going to just smite everything. But a lot of us are going to wake up before the 10 years happens. And there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. But when the 10 years is done, woo, it's over. It'll be us. 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 Not the monkeys, not the reptiles, not the gray aliens. It'll be us. You know who the monkeys are? The Petrie people. The ones that was made to be the working class. Don't be mad because they got jobs and you don't. They were made to work. But it's up to us to put ourselves back on top of the pyramid. Because right now, they got the workers standing up there going, what y'all doing, what y'all doing, what y'all doing. I've been knocking people down all over town for the last 2 years. Knocking them down everywhere. Nobody messes with me. People be mad at me. They can't do shit. They just scared. Please don't ask me my name and badge number. Please don't ask. If I ask, it's over. It's called a standard 95 form. Anybody having a problem, don't get mad. Be happy that they messing with you. Get along. Leave with your life. And then go pull out a standard 95 form and write down what they violated you on. Hand that crap in.
Look. We know we passed doing their forms, and this is why. Every time you file paperwork with them, you will admit their superior jurisdiction to your birthright to the land.
But when you file it, they know immediately because they're military. Every one of them has a military
I understand
mind.
exactly what you're saying, but you're not catching what I'm saying. It's a trick, is what I'm telling you.
I know that you're saying it's a trick, but no matter what, some of us have family that we have to prepare for. We have to take care of them. They're scattered. They are untaken care of. They ruined Egyptian families. We have to pull them into safety before somebody else get them. This 10 years is our fight to pull our stuff together. Everybody's family ain't next door.
When you filing them contracts, you filing with a dead system.
But you're not doing contracts. You're not doing contracts.
It's an adhesion contract.
You're saying.
Anytime you file paperwork with them, you are submitting to their jurisdiction over you. Period.
Until you say, this is my stuff, the little treaty crap arrangement BS don't kick in. We can scream it, holler it. This is what I'm at the Moors for, because they got people running off into the wrong categories. Literally.
The treaties don't got nothing to do with us.
I know they're all lies. I know it's all bullshit. But we got people who can't eat. We got people who are homeless. We got people who are locked behind bars.
That's because they all connected to a dead system.
But they can
and they haven't become aware.
Put their birth certificates on the record. They can come home immediately.
There, go and put your birth certificate. Look, you got an absolute right to do what you think is best for you to do. Right?
And
that's the rules of the game.
I still meditate.
No, listen. So you can do whatever you think is right. I'm telling you from studying the system how it works. It's a trick to get you to tell them they are over you. That's all they need you to do. File anything you file with them is an agreement that their contract law, you fall under that. The default to that, because it's a default. The default is you classify yourself as an imbecile in law, which gives them perpetual control of your estate. You can't get your estate back accepting a de facto government's jurisdiction over a de jure organic royal personage. The royal tradition is an oral tradition. When the kings make the announcement, it makes it active. When you file paperwork, the people that accept the paperwork is accepting you as an imbecile. So whatever you do, they have to treat you according to whatever they laws say how you treat an imbecile. The whole Uniform Commercial Code is just an updated version of the ancient code of thieves.
Okay, let me say this. I put my stuff on the record the day after Super Bowl. That was Monday. Super Bowl was Sunday. That was Monday. On Wednesday, I started looking at my Telegram because I follow all the military chats. As I'm looking at my Telegram, I see somebody, a military guy, come out and say, yo, Mark Brenovich, we know you went to lunch with the damn county recorder that you were supposed to have fired. You didn't fire him, but now he is fired, and so are you. They had that meeting because I did something that they have never been allowing people to do. So once I did that, they went to lunch. The military has been watching everybody, and I know they've been watching me because about 5 of them have reached out to me, if not more. So this whole thing is changing. And yes, it was stupidity. It was, they were saying all of this dumb stuff about us. But literally, when Trump came into office, they started rounding up and doing these things correctly. They're not letting them run amok no more and bar us. I was finding the paperwork where they literally said, don't give them this paperwork. Don't let them file this. Keep running them around in circles. Yes, I found all of that. I know everything that you're saying is correct, but it's slightly a little outdated, just slightly. This is all new stuff. So many different systems are coming into play, and we really are becoming really effective. I'm telling you, I scare motherfuckers. They're afraid to freaking come to my front door. One came and knocked on the door and stood back like 20 feet. And he saw me at the door. He said something, and I said, I saw you, and I know you saw me, but I'll get to you when I choose. Now you just wait. I went out there, the damn fool was like, oh, well, I needed blah, 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 blah. He didn't have no attitude, no nothing. He knew he's not supposed to approach me. These people are rectifying themselves because there was this, the letter that they sent out. Pope sends Obama powerful letter. And then they sent out another letter to the sheriffs, the bar attorneys, the judges, just a list. And they sent out all of them. They said, stand down, because right now you're taking your own life in your hands because you can be prosecuted. You can be executed. Leave these people the hell alone. That's why they stopped arresting people. That's what they're not telling. Now, they really supposed to be arresting these violent people, but they're not arresting them because they contract. They getting paid to act the fool.
Right. And every time you file paperwork with them, you pay their salary.
No. Because really, for real, it's very few things that you're doing. When you put them on the record, they go on the county record, and the county record pushes it to the Federal Register, and the Federal Register says, no more. You can't do none of this no more. You can't pull no money out of their accounts. Their accounts belong to them. They came in with an affidavit of ownership. They came in with a notice of claim. They came in, they put their leases on. They put their fucking car payments on. They put their fucking power bills on. They put all their shit on here. You can't come after them no more. It's over for that. That account is closed for your access.
Now, when they say, okay, now when they finna process that account, do you know where they process that account at?
I'm still going through it.
All right. Now, the account is processed on the International Stock Exchange when they unravel what you call the batch rolls of birth certificates. The birth certificates are bonds.
Now, it's a surety for
hold on. Let me finish.
And it's a guarantee for you if you register it. Either they
listen,
gonna use it or you
listen,
gonna use it. It is in
listen.
existence. Somebody gotta own it, and it only belongs to you. You, the owner. They trying to get benefit
Hold on.
off of you.
I'm trying to tell you how they process the batch roll.
Go ahead.
Now, in the batch roll, there's going to be no what they call addendums attached to the birth certificate except for the one that you put all that stuff on. The ones with addendums goes to arbitration. And in arbitration, they review it to determine if you access the count, right? The only way to access the count is to prove you're not an imbecile in law. So when they going over the batch roll, when they reading your addendum, they say everything is attached, everything is attached. It's certified and verified that this person is an imbecile in law that recognizes the de facto jurisdiction under the color of law to establish the estate. Therefore, the estate is denied. But they're not going to tell you that. That's why the federal government, all of those ones that was trying to using what they call the Moorish way, and they was taking them to federal prison, charging them with racketeering and fraud, right? They was doing that to keep them from telling everybody else how to navigate the contract we was under, because they didn't want to honor the contract. They never had any intentions of honoring the contract they created in the blood of our ancestor. But now we have to get from under their contract. That means that we have to be 5/5 realized, and we can't be 3/5 compromised.
Okay.
So
No.
Filing paperwork with them is their proof that you don't know who you are.
When you authenticate that birth certificate, they tell you who you are. They got people signing up and believing that they Moors, but when I authenticated my birth certificate, that number at the very, very top, you run that number through your state business department. They got a document search. You run that number through there. When you run that number through there, they're going to give you information on who is trying to corporatize your birth certificate. That's called your proof of existence. And then when that's the number on the birth certificate. When you run a number on the authentication, it's going to tell you where your national bank is. That's your nationality. So when they tell you where your national bank is, then I called the dude, I talked to him. But he was like, you got to get a lawyer to come represent you, da, 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 da. And I was like, okay, I already know they are under oath.
That's shifting. Look, all that is just verifying what I'm telling you. When he told you you need a lawyer, right? Lawyers,
I was saying,
listen.
under oath to not help you.
Right. Lawyers are barristers. And only people that's going to refer you to a barrister is a land baron. The land baron is going to always give you a deflection because you don't know who you are. If you knew who you were, your jurisdiction overrides their jurisdiction. Their jurisdiction of paperwork is what you call secondary to the law of the land.
That's why there's a self-evaluation in there where you don't go through them. You fill out that self-valuation thing and you just say, here, this is it. And then they're like, oh shit. And then who you give it to?
And then who you give it to them?
County record?
That's them. Remember.
But if they don't know that they're not supposed to approach you, they're going to keep on approaching you. They have come to recognize my face. When they figure out that somebody is talking about me, I went to AT&T about 2 weeks ago. My computer was messed up. I've already had, because they've been tracking me. So they're all in my computer. So I take my computer down to Apple. And I got a gun on my fucking ankle because the day before, or the 2 days before, I walked my ass into the DMV. The bitch told me she wasn't going to do the paperwork. Me and her got into a little bit of argument. And I said, that's okay. I'm going to pull out a 95 form on your ass and you'll be done. By the time I left my coffee cup. I had to go back there to get my coffee cup. When I came back in there, she had a damn police in there. And I was like, oh, this was cute. I said, so thank you for threatening me. Go ahead and write down your name and badge number 2, because I got a standard fine, North 95 form for your ass too. I said, go ahead and write it down. The motherfucker started freaking out. He wrote down his shit, and then he started fucking shaking his shit. He was shaking. He literally was, and he was gonna hand it to me, and then he freaked out and he pulled it back. And then he tried to call for backup. I said, you go ahead and you call for backup, because all of y'all motherfuckers gonna get picked up by the fucking military. I said, I don't even have to fucking call. I don't even have to fucking call. I said, because you're calling on somebody. You're at the fucking DMV. Huh?
If they're going to get picked up, only way that they get picked up by the military is under martial law.
We under martial law. The military is occupying everything.
We always been under martial law. This
now
has been a military
our martial law. This is the Army of the Grand National Republic. This is not the U.S. military. These people are fucking lying. They're not giving you the updated information.
I'm telling you the updated information.
I know you telling some, but what they're reporting out there, and they're not letting people know that these mechanisms are in place. They're working, they're changing, and they're working properly now according to the way they were always supposed to work. It's changing. There are so many different lines of information, different lines of activity that are all flowing and happening right now. All of this stuff is coming together. The only thing that's not coming together is us in our mind. People are not meditating. Meditate. Get your fluid, get your God power. And then you don't have to do that. You don't have to do none of this paperwork. But I meditate. I float. I was literally floating. It freaked me out. I went and got myself in the shower. And then I listened to you about a few days ago. I caught one of your things, and you were saying, yeah, these people teach you this shit. They want you to do all of this stuff because they want you to go crazy. Because if you don't learn everything first, you will go crazy. Now, when I started floating, that was like 1.5 years ago. I ain't meditated no more because I was like, that was too much for me. That was an overload. I had to pull myself out of that. It was really scary. But when you were saying this, because this last 1.5 years, I've been pulling more and more information into myself. Now I'm ready to do it again because now I'm not overwhelmed anymore.
Yeah.
But you also got to get all of that stuff out of your nose and your sinus canal that's all blocking up your pineal and your pituitary gland, because when I rinsed out only 1/2. Lots of nasty stuff. It looked like giant eggs, but it was all yellow. It looked like giant yolks. 5 of them came out of 1/2 of my head. Nastiest thing. But that was the night that I meditated and I floated.
Mm-hmm.
Get that stuff out of your head. Homemade saline solutions. That was the night I floated. But until we reach in our God power, we need a shield of protection. Tell these fools stop fucking with you.
Yeah. All right, sweetie, I'm about to wind down now. I'm going to take one more caller before I wrap it up.
Okay.
All right. I'll talk to you later. Thank you for chiming in.
All right.